Most athletes understand the concept of an off season. That's like the few months a year that you're not actively moving towards your goal. And sometimes it's hard to consider that when you're looking to get to your body composition goal, for example. But it's important to consider that sometimes you just need to take some time off. And the interesting thing about the athlete is they know that there's a new season upcoming. And sometimes the challenge with taking some time off with your fitness goals is that there's no set date for you to get started again. So maybe you should plan your off season. Maybe it's every August, you know that you're gonna go do some traveling. So that's the month that you just turn the volume down on your goal. Maybe it's 2 weeks or 1 week in December. Maybe you're gonna plan out the year of when your off weeks, your off seasons are gonna be. You can always look at these as little macro cycles. Maybe micro cycles is probably even the better word. But you have to consider there's going to be off season. There's going to be times where you're focusing on a different goal for a short period of time. And for a lot of people who get to their body composition goal, that means maybe they spend the winter building muscle, building other capacity, flexibility, whatever it is. And then going into the summer, they look to burn body fat, to lean out, to get ready for all the outdoor events that they're going to be doing. Maybe that's your idea of an off season. The whole point is that this is going to be hopefully a lifelong thing for you. So it's not that you're going to be able to go on this all the time. And that's exactly why I've said you should not be 0-100, because even if you're able to keep up 100, at some point over the next 5, 10, 15, 25 years, you're going to have to take a break. And what are you going to do in that instance if all you have in your mind is 100 on and 0? If I'm not on, I'm off. So instead, this 80-20, as we've talked about so many times, that also extends to the long-term scale where we're going to have some time off. You're going to have some off season. And you have to plan it sometimes. You have to say, okay, when I'm done, maybe September 1st, I have a week's worth of personal training sessions, so I'm back on track, and then I go back to working on my own. I sign up for an event in the end of September, so that means that at the beginning of September, I have to start training again, and I know that I have a set date to get back on. That's the idea that some of these athletes have, because they know when their season starts again. And I said, you probably should plan it if you're at that level. Maybe you're still trying to burn body fat, maybe you're trying to improve your body composition, increase the muscle, whatever your goal is. But I want you to consider the concept of having an off season. And I remember thinking about this with people who signed up to the gym. They would sign up and say, I want to take, I want to do only 3 months because the summer's coming and then I want to leave. And only signing up for the 3 months, I knew that they would never come back. There was no impetus, there was no end to that date. So what always my argument would be is do the whole thing. Get signed up for the year, get going, because it kind of forces you to come back. Of course, there's cases where people are paying and not coming in. But the whole point is you need to, in your mind, recognize that, yes, you're going to have the off season. That's absolutely not an issue. But you have to remember to come back onto on season. So 2 things. Consider the idea of off season and how that's going to fit for your life. And then when you do take your off season, consider how you come back into season. Where's that training camp? Where's that transition back on to your full season again, where you're more competitive or whatever you want to call it? So consider these 2 things, because I think that's going to be what is going to be the most important over the long term, next 10, 15, 25, 30, 50 years in your quest for health and fitness.